Good morning, everyone. I want to share something because I scroll through TikTok, okay? And I see a lot of people of color saying, oh, well, we are the Anunnaki. They were the blacks. Okay, well, that's really nothing to be proud of because the Anunnaki were the ones who enslaved the people. The Anunnaki were the ones that destroyed the land. So be proud, yeah. Thank you for admitting that you were the ones that actually enslaved humanity, because the Anunnaki were the ones that enslaved humanity. So you're so proud that, we were the Anunnaki. Okay? You run with that. Good for you. Thank you for admitting the truth now. To the indigenous, I finally found out where that actually, came from, because you were actually the first vampires. The first vampirous people. And that was after Noah docked and you were given permission. Well, Noah was actually white. He was actually albino. So Noah was white. He was albino. So he saved humanity. He saved animals. But see, when he docked, it was all clean at first. Because I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to go live tomorrow. Because Noah was a vegetarian, and then when Noah docked, God gave Noah permission to eat the animals. But the stipulation was that he could only eat the animals as long as they didn't have life blood. And that's where halal comes in, where they actually drain the blood from the animal before eating it. I just looked into it. So the indigenous, the ones who want to say that you're native, you were actually the first vampires because you stopped draining the blood of the animal before consuming it. Those are two things that, the people of color, be proud that you were the first to enslave people, and the indigenous people, you were the first vampirous people. And Noah, he was the one that saved humanity, and he was white, albino. So I'm going to come in tomorrow, and I'm going to talk a little more about this. So like I said, to the people of color who brag and say, oh, wow, we were the Anunnaki. Yeah, you were the ones who enslaved humanity. Thank you for admitting that. And to the hunter-gatherers, well, you stopped draining the blood of the animal before you consumed it, so you became the vampires. You would consume the life force of a living being by not draining its blood. So with regards to how the Muslims have halal, I understand now what it means. Do I agree with their all of the rest of their way of life? No. The same as I don't agree with the way white man lives or indigenous people, Indian people live. Or black people, people of color, what have you. So yeah, to the people of color, yeah, you have a good reason to be proud, right? Because you were the first to enslave humanity. If you say that you were the Anunnaki and the Anunnaki were the creators, hey? But who created the Anunnaki? Because the Anunnaki went rogue. So to the ones that say, oh, we know our history, we know this, we know that. No, you don't. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Leave that bird. Don't you run. So hey. Yeah. Yep. Be proud that you were the first to enslave humanity. And like I said, thank you for admitting that. But just say, you're wrong, you're wrong. Really? I see it all over TikTok where people of color are saying, we were the Anunnaki. Well, like I said, thank you for admitting that you were the ones who enslaved humanity. And to the hunter-gatherers, the Indians and what have you, that, we did this and, hey, thank you for admitting that you were the first vampires to inhabit the earth. And to the true descendants of the vegetarians and what have you. If you want to eat meat, do what it says. Noah was told he had to drain the blood before he ate the animal. And have you ever looked up with regards to stuff like that? Probably not, right? So you'll shoot down halal food because they drain the blood of the animal. Why are you so angry because the blood is drained from the animal? And then you people will talk about how these elites are drinking blood. You're eating it. I eat fish and eggs. Seafood, you'll call it the bugs, and people will say, well, that's the parasites. Have you really looked into what, like blood? That's probably worse than eating seafood. But yeah, to the people of color, thank you for admitting. You say you were the Anunnaki, that the Anunnaki were people of color, and the Anunnaki were the ones that enslaved humanity? Then I guess you just admitted to enslaving humanity, and you say that it's a white man who did it to you. Same as the indigenous people. People will say about, when they drain the blood of a human after they die. And people say that they're consuming the people. So I'm going to ask you if any of you actually looked into the shit that you're talking about. So white man didn't defy God. The ones who like to say that they are the natives, that they are the indigenous did. And the people of color did. We carry the DNA of Noah. Disikureta porienna. Elokutare sitare shulemechtam murekitare situnuru echatai. Bechatana. Eresuretare sitare sukulutoye. So thank you for finally admitting the truth. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you all live tomorrow.